Strategic licensing has been a major growth unlock for MyProtein, but hints of an upcoming partnership could take the world's largest online sports nutrition brand to a whole other level. So I'll decode that introductory statement a bit later in this content, but THG, aka the company formerly known as the Hut Group, recently updated the public markets by releasing its interim results for the first half of 2025. And I'll be utilizing those financial statements along with the notes I took while listening to the earnings conference call and any relevant publicly disclosed information to obviously update you on the recent performance of the THG Nutrition division, but also utilize everything as the contextual backdrop for my expanded strategic commentary around global nutrition market dynamics and trends. And just some quick financial mumbo jumbo housekeeping for the bulk of my audience that's located within the United States, since THG is not an American corporation and has different reporting standards for their public markets. Any financial metrics you'll hear throughout this content will be for 6 months of commercial results. Also, I did the currency conversion on all of these financial metrics, so numbers will be presented in US dollars, not British pounds. Moreover, I'll be using the constant currency percentages, which just means the currency fluctuations of this multinational company are stripped out for ease of comparisons. Additionally, for those unfamiliar with the up-to-date THG portfolio configuration, due to a demerger action occurring at the end of 2024, it now only includes 2 branded product divisions called THG Beauty and THG Nutrition. And while I believe understanding both THG branded product divisions is important, this particular content piece will only focus on updating you on the happenings within THG Nutrition, which includes the world's largest online sports nutrition brand, MyProtein, and its family of sub-brands, the largest of those being MyVitamins. But let's start with a quick financial overview of THG Nutrition. In the first half of 2025, THG Nutrition reported generating revenue of approximately $409 million, which increased 3.1% year over year. Also, divisional revenue improved 5.4% on a quarter-over-quarter sequential basis. And while those aren't necessarily blowout caliber results, THG leadership noted the second quarter had the strongest growth since the first quarter of 2022, driven by average selling prices recovering to pre-rebrand levels. Moreover, momentum was said to be broad-based across categories outside of the core protein range, especially in activewear, vitamins, bars, and snacks. And maybe that's a good transition into examining a collection of recent strategic decisions that will help you better understand the THG Nutrition business story. And we can begin with arguably the most important strategic decision, which involved the biggest rebrand in the history of MyProtein, essentially a massive undertaking that attempted to seamlessly reposition and evolve the business model of an almost billion-dollar sports nutrition legacy brand that operates in 70 territories and has several thousand SKUs, while expanding further away from primarily speaking to seasoned gym enthusiasts to now supporting everyone regardless of their fitness journey stage, has historically been difficult to accomplish successfully for sizable legacy sports nutrition brands. MyProtein might have proven it's an outlier example. It's been almost 2 years since THG started its initial staggered market rollout, but the transitionary impacts from the rebrand have now seemed to be fully behind MyProtein. Moreover, THG Nutrition reaffirmed that customer feedback continues to be promising, with unaided brand recognition for MyProtein now at its highest level to date. Also, MyProtein is the most top-of-mind sports nutrition brand in the UK market and the category leader in driving consumers through the purchase funnel, ranking first in turning brand awareness into consideration and in converting buyers into brand loyalists. But more importantly, THG leadership noted simultaneously with the before-mentioned average selling prices recovering to pre-rebrand levels, online channels continue to build with new customer growth and total active customer database globally recovering. Not only will that support a return to sustainable revenue growth, but it provides the best chance that MyProtein can shed its previous price-sensitive customer file and continue moving upstream in positioning, thus unlocking more global sales channel diversification opportunities. THG Nutrition still mainly deploys a global digital-first commerce strategy, with 81% of its total revenue in the first half of 2025 coming from direct-to-consumer and online marketplaces. But MyProtein has continued to invest in offline retail partnerships, where it places a limited or exclusive SKU range as part of a bigger demand generation strategy. In terms of the global offline retail landscape, MyProtein is currently stocked in over 34,000 retail locations, supporting progress towards reaching a year-end goal of 40,000 retail locations and longer-term goal of 100,000 retail locations. In the US market specifically, MyProtein has experienced strong offline retail expansion, with a curated range of established and new products recently launching in Walmart, supported by a refreshed commercial strategy and local manufacturing. Total US retail locations are expected to reach 8,400 by year end, and despite recent headwinds experienced in the US with both THG branded product divisions, it remains a key strategic geographic focus. If you remember, I stated something 2 years ago that remains largely true.
Could, without a fathom of a doubt, be growing much faster if it had popular beverage format offerings in protein shakes and energy drinks. So it comes down to MyProtein having compelling RTD and RTD options within the US market. Realistically, MyProtein could double or triple its US revenue over the next few years, and it wouldn't make me blink an eye.
Regardless, this ambitious level of offline retail expansion globally will undoubtedly help drive a more diversified retail mix over the next few years. And most recently, this offline retail expansion plan has included food service channel partnerships, but the most highlighted strategy continues to surround the development of MyProtein products that are sold under licensing arrangements. When done correctly, these types of retail partnerships boost customer touchpoints and broaden brand appeal. Currently, this strategy is being deployed in the two largest MyProtein markets of the UK and Japan. Then another, let's call it an under the radar aspect of brand momentum, especially when deploying a lifestyle branding strategy that seeks to help build global community through movement, is the portion of total sales that comes from apparel. And this is because the same younger consumers that hate traditional advertising will have no problem wearing branded merchandise if it says something about who they are. So maybe the ultimate test of CPG brand equity is not if they know who you are or ingest your products, but if they would wear you. And in the first half of 2025, activewear revenue is said to be growing triple digits year over year, contributing 9% of the total THG Nutrition revenue online, as rebranded product ranges sparked demand, especially with females, and resulted in 29% higher average order value for orders including activewear. But piggybacking off that female consumer remark, THG leadership has been praising the growth of the MyVitamin subline, which now makes up around 11% of the total THG Nutrition online revenue. But what's maybe most intriguing is how different the customer demographics are compared to MyProtein. And the MyVitamins customer file is 79% female and 68% over the age of 34. Additionally, MyVitamins could hold unlocked synergistic value, as a large portion of the subline's customer base also holds a Look Fantastic beauty loyalty account. So as the world of beauty blurs between inside out and outside in, it should present increasingly more cross-commercial opportunities between THG Nutrition and THG Beauty, which I'd expect company leadership to activate over the next few years. But maybe less product specific, I'd also guess future crossover strategies are eventually realized as company leadership connects the flywheel components of THG Beauty retail media ecosystem after it's proven out further, and MyProtein brand hub after gaining momentum on the UK digital store. And speaking of the brand hub, which was recently added to the UK digital store to enable customers to discover major health and wellness and lifestyle brands alongside MyProtein, THG leadership, as I mentioned in the introductory statement, hinted at a two-way product partnership with a global confectionery leader launching in the fourth quarter holiday period. Moreover, MyProtein will be licensing the most iconic confectionery flavors into its products. but you're probably wondering who's the global confectionery leader. While THG hasn't publicly mentioned the CPG conglomerate's name yet, I'd guess Ferrero Group or maybe even Mondelez International after the licensing breakup with Ghost Lifestyle. But that being said, despite the company historically handling sports nutrition product extensions themselves, I honestly think the biggest potential win-win partnership would be with Mars Incorporated, with THG Nutrition taking over product development, thus revamping the Snickers, Mars, Milky Way, and other protein bars, cookies, RTD shakes, and powders, along with Mars Incorporated helping from a sales, distribution, marketing perspective. If I was Matthew Molding, that's the deal I'd be hunting down aggressively because it has meaningful upside globally and it's aligned with its current multi-channel growth strategy. But by mentioning THG Nutrition product development capabilities, let's end this content piece by quickly analyzing an asset disposal that happened after the first half of 2025 period ended. On August 15th, THG sold Claremont Ingredients to Nactarome Group for about $138 million. If you've been following along with my quarterly THG content for many years, thank you, but also you'd likely remember that THG acquired Claremont Ingredients in late 2020. The flavor company has been a long-standing supplier to Europe's leading nutrition brands, including MyProtein, and the deal represents a significant return on investment for THG, selling Claremont Ingredients for more than double its initial acquisition price less than 5 years later. But beyond the financial aspects, this divestment is part of THG corporate strategy to simplify operations, focus on core strengths, and improve its balance sheet by moving towards a net cash position. Finally, THG maintains a long-term supply contract with Claremont Ingredients post-sale, as the broader international capabilities of Nactarome Group will be pivotal in launching the long list of global MyProtein licensing collaborations. And with THG Nutrition guiding second half 2025 revenue growth in the 10 to 12% range, there's obviously some big ideas coming soon. But I hope you enjoyed the first principles thinking that went into my latest YouTube video. If you did, can you do me a favor by hitting that like button? That quick and free action helps YouTube know my content is worth spreading to more people. Also, we're getting really close to reaching my next subscriber goal, and it would be great if you join me on this journey. But to do that, we need to fix the fact that slightly more than 3/4 of you that are watching this video right now are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and that hurts my feelings. Regardless, I want to thank you for giving me some of your attention and time, and I'll see you on the next one.